You have certain GST utilities here. If you want to see GST rate setup, you can see GST rate setup item wise from here. So if you have multiple items with multiple rates, you will be able to see it through this rate wise summary, wherein you will be getting under which group this stock is registered, what is the rate, what is the rate applicable, what is the HSN code of this. So entire summary you will be able to get it to here. You can even validate parties GSTR number through a TallyPrime here if you want to do it for only creditors, suppose. So you do it only for creditors. Here is the list of creditors. So you can see how many creditors does not have updated GST number here. Similarly, you can do it for debtors as well. So this is the list of debtors. So certain debtors does not have a GST number or they have not updated. So this is a summary report for you to check how many debtors and creditors doesn't have GST number. And you can manually update details from here. If you don't want to do that, then you can fetch details using GSTIN as well. So this will connect you to GST portal, and with GST number or with the name or PAN number, you will be able to fetch all the GST details of this concerned party through GSTIN portal. So this is amazing feature. If manually you don't want to do it, you can do it this way, and you can check also if there are any, GST number which is not active, which has been suspended or suo motu cancelled. So every details pertaining to that GST number can be fetched through this feature. So all items also you can check group wise. So this is entire items, including debtors, creditors, everything which is relevant for our GST. So you can just check, go through it, that if you want to fetch this detail through GST portal, or if you want to update the details manually, you can do it manually. They'll give you certain exceptional report also where GST number has not been updated. So this is filtered. So every report you open here, you can save that report and keep it for all the companies, or you can save the report and keep it for this specific companies also. So this is great feature which we can check while filing GSTR-9. Apart from this, we get a separate report for reverse charge supplies. So if you have classified your transaction in Tally as reverse charge supplies, then definitely you will get entire report of reverse charge supplies from here. So this is amazing feature. There are amazing features given to you by TallyPrime. So we'll see one by one how we can relate all these features from here with 9 and 9C. Coming back to the slides. So there are certain key issues in filing annual return. So this question usually I get from lot of seminars from lot of our CA fraternity members and their staff. So basic, I will be discussing it here. So first, is it mandatory to file GSTR-1 and 3B before filing GSTR-9? Yes, it is mandatory to file all the GSTR-1 and 3B before filing the annual return, else you would not be allowed to file annual return. Is it mandatory to file GSTR-9 and 9A? Yes, if the registered taxpayer has paid tax under composition for same period and normal provision for same period, then you have to file both the returns, GSTR-9 and GSTR-9A as well. Is it mandatory to file GSTR-9, 9A and 9C? Yes. If the registered taxpayer has paid taxes under composition and normal provision both, and if aggregate turnover exceeds 5 CR, then you have to file GSTR-9, GSTR-9A and GSTR-9C as well. What if registration is cancelled during the financial year? So if registration is cancelled during the financial year, then also you have to file annual return, even if the taxpayer has got his registration cancelled during the said financial year, if your turnover exceeds the limit. What if registration is taken between or during the financial year? Then also you have to file the annual return. The annual return needs to be filed even if the taxpayer has taken register for any period during the said financial year, whether to be filed for entity level or GSTR level. So turnover, we have to consider PAN level, and GSTR-9 form is to be filed at GSTIN level, that is separate form for each registration. So while consolidated summary of GSTR 1 and 3 be made available for returns filed during the financial year? Yes, we get consolidated summary of all filed forms of GSTR 1 and 3B statements from the relevant financial year in PDF format through the portal. And preliminary, I showed you TallyPrime also, from where we can fetch GSTR 1 and 3B annual summary. And I'll show you how we can reconcile that summary as well. What happened after compute liability button is clicked? So once after compute liability button is clicked, detail provided in various tables are processed on GST portal, and the late filing or filing summary will be generated if there is a delay. So once you put on, the compute button figure, then the GSTR-9 will be annual summary will be able to generate. In Form 9, can additional liability not reported earlier in 3B can declare? Yes, additional liability not reported in 3B can be declared in 9, and this liability needs to be paid only through DRC 03. Is there any option to make payment if applicable in GSTR 9? So after filing your GSTR-9, you will get a link to navigate to form GSTR DRC 03 to pay tax. Any additional payment can be made using from DRC 03 through utilization of cash ledgers only. So any reconciliations to be done can be done in GSTR-9. So reconciliation pertaining to financial year 23-24 for transactions done in 23-24 but shown in GSTR 3B and GSTR 1 from the period up to November 30th, that has to be reconciled in GSTR 9 and 9C as well. I'll try to navigate through the form where to show this information of previous financial year in current financial year, and is it mandatory to show in that portal, or it is still optional to show it? Can we claim or report an unclaimed ITC through annual return? No, we cannot claim an unclaimed ITC through GSTR-9. Can we revise Form 9 return after filing? No, we cannot revise Form 9 after filing. It is not allowed to amend the form. So if you have ITC which you have not claimed up to specific period which is allowed, that is 30th November, then you cannot claim that ITC in GSTR-9 as well. You have to show that ITC has been lapsed for the particular financial year. So this is the basic informations needed in while filing GSTR-9. So I'll quickly run through the tables. Why I am showing this slide to you? Because I'll be relating these tables along with TallyPrime, from where you have to fetch the details. So basic information of GSTIN, first thing is needed. Then table 4 and table 5, you have to disclose your turnover and GST liabilities. Then from table 6 to table 8, you need to show reconciliation of your input tax credits, that is ITC. All the detailed information along with any reversal availment regarding ITC will go in table 6 to table 8. Then tax payment details, table 9. Then from table 10 to table 13, any error, omission, reconciliations can be shown in this table. And all other information pertaining to HSN summary of inward, outward will go from table 15 to table 19. So this is connection between the tables which is shown in 9, and from where you will be able to fetch that information through Tally. So first we'll take table 4, that is a summary of your output supplies. So what details are needed in 9? You need taxable outward supplies from unregistered person, registered person. You need details for export with payment of IGST, SEZ without GST payments. What is deemed exports? You need to report advances. You need to report reverse charge. You need to report certain adjustments, that is debit note, credit note, and amendments. So this is basic table 4, which we need to file in GSTR-9. So from where in Tally we'll be able to find this direct report? So we have three options in Tally to fetch this report from. So first we have GSTR-1 report annual view for sales and reverse charge. So I'll run through the Tally quickly. So this is GSTR-1 annual view. So as you can see for specific months, summary for specific months, you'll be able to see the summary for entire 12 months. So here in this tally data, the entries are posted from April to 30th June 24. That is the reason it is showing data for only 6 months, but you can change the period from here and you can fetch the data annually as well. So certain things you have to keep in mind while fetching data from here is you have to clear all the uncertain transactions where correction is required. You have to check what data is uploaded, what data has been fetched in this annual computation, and what data has not been fetched in annual computation. So basically, if you have multiple GST numbers through same tally, then you get option for computation for different state as well as consolidated. So this is data for Karnataka state, for Maharashtra, and for Tamil Nadu. So multiple state data you will be able to see in this same format. So first is this. I'll open a utility just for reference to show you how we fetch. So this is table 4. For so table 4, we need entire B2B information, B2C information, zero rated supply on payment of tax, SEZs, deemed exports, advances, inward supplies on which tax has to be paid on reverse charge. We have credit notes, debit notes. We can show amendments from here and we get the auto-populated data. So if we go through Tally, we get direct information about B2B from here itself. We get information about B2C from here itself, B2C large and B2C small. So this is B2C details. This is entirely B2B details of entire period. If you want to see this detailed voucher wise, you can see the details voucher wise. If you want to see this details in summary form, you'll be able to see this summary form. Suppose this Mumbai enterprises have 13 vouchers. There are 13 bills B2B. So entire bills you'll be able to see here. If you have checked certain transaction, you can set the status that you have checked. You can save this report as well. So this is B2B, B2C. Then we get details of export invoices from here. Entire export invoices you can fetch from here. You get all the details pertaining to debit notes, credit notes through here. You can see it voucher wise as well, and you can see it summary form as well. So entire details with taxable values and GST, you'll be able to fetch it through here. All the credit notes, debit notes, amendments, B2B invoices, B2C invoices, amended export invoices, entire detail you'll be able to fetch for output supplies to this return, to this form. Now, is this detail proper or not? Is it reconciled or not? How will we find these details are reconciled or not? Then we have an option to import JSON here. Now, simply I'll go to GSTR-1 reconciliation tab. What I can do is I can import GST returns. I want to import GST returns, and if your JSON is downloaded, I can import that JSON, which we usually monthly do. We can do it here also. We can simply reconcile it. So once the JSON will be imported here, so your transactions as per books of accounts and your transactions which you have uploaded in GST portal can be seen through it. So now, as of now, this data is just a demo data. So I have not, connected it to some GST number. So I won't be able to show how reconciliation is done. But you can see this entire reconciliation of GSTR-1, GSTR-3B, GSTR-2A, how to import the JSON on this Tally CA community website. So all the webinars given on this reconciliation part, you can download it or you can view it through website directly, which are recorded. So we won't be able to take this reconciliation by, downloading the JSON here and auto reconcile. But I have some demo data, so I'll be able to show you there. And you can save the view after you reconcile the data as well. You can open GST portal through here itself. If your GST, or you can save your GST username, password, everything, and you can fetch the details directly from GST portal in Tally for reconciliation purpose. So first option we had is to check the data through GSTR-1 annual summary. Apart from this, we have one more option to check the data through sales register and annual column in a view, and B2B, B2C breakup you'll be able to see here. We'll see how we can see. I'll just use go to option, sale register. So this is my annual sale register. I'll do columnar basis. What information I need to filter? I'll filter through these tabs. I need to see GST number. I need to see PAN number. GST is not there. So through this also, you can get all the output details. You can get your taxable value and your output CGST, SGST, output IGST, PAN numbers or GST numbers. So through this also, you can filter B2B, B2C transactions and reconcile entire thing. So if you have lot of errors while filing, GST, your client have lot of errors while filing GSTR-1 and 3B, and which is not reconciled in Tally. So this is one of the way, if the accountants have not reconciled it, this is one of the way you can fetch the details. Apart from this, I usually check output ledgers also. So if you check output ledgers, so we go through this GSTR ledgers also, and we can reconcile through this ledgers also, you have option of columnar view to this as well. So this is the entire credit ledger, CGST, SGST ledger. So many of us maintain input CGST, SGST, output CGST, SGST. So that is much more convenient. So if your accounts, that is, if your data you have received from your client that have lot of errors and it is you are unable to reconcile it to get this annual report, then this is the option you can fetch the details from. Apart from this, we have detailed annual computation as well. I'll run through to this. So here they have specifically classified as a liability, that is output tax, as input tax, and details for the same has been given. So first you have to compulsorily clear this uncertain transaction where correction is needed. So your bill of entry number is not specified or incorrect. Mismatch between expected tax and modified tax. So here, if you can see this transaction, this is 28% IGST. So if you calculate 28% IGST, then it comes to 11,200. But this tax amount has been manually changed from 11,200 to 11,000. So this error they have fetched. Similarly, this IGST is 18% and the tax figure is manually added, which is wrong. So they'll show you what is the difference. You can directly run through the transaction from here and correct it. So that uncertain transaction will disappear from here. So bill of entry is not specified here. So you can put details directly here and clear this uncertain transaction. So unless you clear this all uncertain transactions, you are not going to get a proper report, annual reconciliation from here. So Tally has tried to merge all the tables which are required in 9 through this annual reconciliation, such as B2C transaction, their respective credit notes, B2B transaction, their respective debit notes, credit notes. You have export details with payment of taxes, SEZ details, deemed export details. This is RCM details. This is complete RCM details. So this table 4 and table 5, you can directly fetch it through this report or either through columnar view of sales register report. So you'll be able to get all this information if you compare B2B, B2C, exports, SEZs, deemed exports, provided definitely the accountants have correctly posted and classified the data. You'll be getting all this information directly. Advances, RCM, debit notes, credit notes, everything. And pertaining to amendments, you won't be able to get direct report for amendments through Tally, but if you have filed your return through Tally, and uploaded it from here itself, then you might get this amendment report specifically, else you have to put that report manually only. Similarly, in table number 5, so table number 5, you need details pertaining to zero rated or nil rated supplies, supplies to SEZ without payment of taxes, and exempted non-GST supplies. So if we run through this Excel sheet, this is your table number 5. You need all the details pertaining to zero rated supplies, supplies to SEZ without payment of taxes, exempted, nil rated, and then your turnover gets reconciled after adding all the details in table 4 and table 5. So this all the details pertaining to table 4 and table 5 is already available in this annual computation tab. If you can see SEZ, deemed export without payment of taxes. This is nil rated, non-GST supplies, and credit notes, debit notes pertaining to same. So for fetching this report also, you have three options. Either you can go through GSTR-1 report, annual view, either through sales register, and you can go through columnar view and save the report as well, or through GST annual computation. So if you go through GSTR-1 annual computation, this is the detail. Nil rated, zero rated. You can see this in summary form as well, and you can see this in return form as well. You can validate all party GSTIN through this. Similarly, by fetching details directly from the portal. So if you have logged in to TallyPrime with GST portal, you'll be able to fetch all the details of the GST number as per GST portal. So basically, you can see that if I have updated this, then I could see numbers which are active and numbers, GST numbers, which have been cancelled. So here there are only 5-6 transactions. You have multiple transactions, multiple parties. So one click easily you will be able to check the GST status of the parties, because we get a lot of notice once the GST numbers has been cancelled and we have claimed the ITC. So we have to check in details on what date the GST number has been cancelled. So by this way, we can check it entirely. So once we have checked this, we can save this report as well for our future reference, company to company basis, or for specific company also. Whenever you run through any report in Tally, always check this exceptional report. Use this report. Transaction accepted as valid. So Tally could find certain transaction which was not valid and manually accepted as valid. So these are the two transactions. Here they have manually accepted. Exception: GST rate details are overridden in transaction. So in this transaction, GST rate details are overridden. They have manually added. And in this transaction, HSN details are overridden in transaction. So you get that entire report, which while filing the GSTR-1 and 3B, GSTR-1, you have manually accepted this details. So you get a separate report for this as well. And if you have mismatched transaction, you'll be able to get report here itself. So whenever you open any report, your monthly GSTR-1, your 3Bs, your annual GSTR-1, your reconciliation, always check this exceptional report, because this exceptional report shows you particular thing which has been manually changed. So this is very important to check this exceptional report every time you go through your annual checking. So you can directly fetch all these reports through either GSTR-1 view, annual view, your sale registers, and your GST annual computation. And I'm repeating once again, your GST annual computation and one will give you perfect report only if you have cleared all the uncertain transactions. If you have not cleared the uncertain transactions, then you have to route it through sales register or first clear all the uncertain transaction and then you can get an accurate report. So this is very important. So there are certain relaxations while preparing GSTR-9. So what are the relaxations? So all the fields in table 4, it is mandatory. That is, all the output supplies from this till table number F, every information you put, it is mandatory. There is no optional. You cannot net it off. In table 5, to either separately report credit note, debit notes, and amendments in 5H to 5K or fill table 5A to 5F net of credit notes and debit notes and amendment. So this is optional for you. So either in table 5, you can put details of credit notes, debit notes here, or what you can do is you can directly show a net figure. So for this financial year, it is optional for you to show this debit CN, DN and amendments separately. Then in table number 5, registered person shall report non-GST supply in 5F separately and shall have option to either separately report his supplies as exempted and nil rated or report consolidated information for these two heads under exempted report. So if you have all the details pertaining to non-GST and exempted separately done in Tally, then you can report it separately or you can report it under head exempted only. That is optional. So now this is basic disclosure of output supply for financial year 23-24. So applying the same rule, outward supply and its liability for 23-24 to be disclosed as follows. So you are disclosing outward supplies from 23-24 as per books of accounts. You have to compulsorily disclose as per books of accounts. Outward supply and liability disclosed in 3B, you have correctly disclosed in 23-24, then correctly disclose it in table 4 and 5 of GSTR-9. Outward supplies and liability disclosed in 3B of 23-24 up to 30th November 2024. So transaction of 23-24, if you have reported in 24-25, then disclosure must be given in table 10 and table 11. So this is table 10 and table 11. So any transaction you have shown in next year, you have to show this. Outward supplies and liability not reported in 23-24 and even up to 30th November 24. So you have skipped reporting certain outward transactions in 3B1 and you have skipped the date of the return and you could not update it up to 30th November 2024. Then you have to disclose this table in table 4 and table 5 and get the tax paid through DRC 03. So once you put non-reported figures in table 4 and table 5, then you will get ultimate liability showing that this much tax has been short paid and that tax needs to be paid through DRC 03. So this is how you show the transactions of output liability in particular table. And you'll be able to get all this detail through Tally sale registers and respective annual summaries, and you can auto reconcile it through GSTR-1. But directly you would not be able to find this transactions which has not been reported here. Only you will be able to track the transaction shown in books and transaction uploaded in portal and mismatch transaction. So this is how you have to disclose all the output supplies of financial year 23-24 in table 4 and table 5, we could see certain transaction which is optional while filing the returns. So you may show credit notes, debit notes, and amendments separately, or you may directly show net transactions. So this was all about output tax and sales reconciliation. I'll again run through you. I have a sample check. Yeah. So this is just a basic reconciliation. I could import certain transaction through JSON. So I'll be able to show in what format you will be able to see reconciliations here. So this is B2B invoices. So transaction, you can see voucher wise. So this is reconciliation of your books of accounts and reconciliation of Tally portal. So the transaction which is mismatched will be shown separately. This transaction is mismatched. All these transactions are mismatched. So in purchase, you have passed the entry of 1800 each, but you have 900 rupees on portal. So this is entire mismatch detail. Now these are the transactions which are reflecting only in books of accounts and not uploaded at portal. And these are the transactions available only at portal, and they'll show you uncertain in books also if they have same figures, same party, but there are certain change. Suppose if this bill number is 75, here it is showing and here it is 25, then they'll give you uncertain in books for reconciliation. So then you can check what transaction difference is there. So this is available only on portal and the entries has not been passed in book. So it may be possible that there might be a round of error, or there might be an invoice number fetching error, or there might be a small error of slash or 00. Suppose if it is 24, if you have added 0024 and in books it is 24. So there are chances you might fetch the details in this mismatch or available only in portal. So TallyPrime have lot of features to smart reconcile as well. So as I already told you that I'm not going to take entirely this reconciliation part live today, but you'll be able to see these videos on CA community group for smart reconciliation as well. So if there are any round of up to 5 rupees, or there is a invoice mismatch just because of flash or just because of basic 00 a difference of in invoices, then the tally will smartly fetch the details and reconcile. So you just have to configure a setting in Tally Prime to avoid all these changes. So that can be also done, and they'll show you separate reconcile transactions as well. So these all are reconcile transactions available in books and available in portal. So this is for entire period. So monthly, you basically do while filing monthly returns. But if you want to see an annual view, this is the annual reconciliation details. You can see this in summary format as well. And you can see it in voucher format, detailed view as well. So as this is showing annual reconciliation of 2A, similarly, you can import data of GSTR-1 as well, and you can get direct reconciliation report of all the invoices which are not shown in GSTR-1 and they're in book. And if they are not in books and only uploaded in GSTR-1, you'll be able to get the detailed report from here. So I'll show you one more feature in TallyPrime. you have this tab exchange. So here you can, put your login details and login details of various GSTINs. You can upload GST returns through here. You can download GST returns through here as well. You have to download all registrations. No, I have to download only for Maharashtra. You have to download all the returns. You have to download 1, 2A, 2B. Yes, I have to download all the returns. You can put the period. For what period you need to download the returns? Quarterly, you have to download the returns or all. You can configure according to your need and you can download the returns if all your login details has been saved here. So this is the easy way. And refresh the GST status. So if your clients are, for certain period, their GST number was suspended and then again activated, or if they have shifted for composition and then again to normal, then all the activities will be reflected here. So you'll be able to get a simple summary showing that. For various GSTIN and returns. You only need to see GSTR-1, then you'll be able to see GSTR-1 only. So always use this feature also from Exchange. Uploading, downloading details, you'll be able to get it from here. And if you want to import any return already or JSON already downloaded, you can download it through import feature. You can save the path and you can directly upload the file. So you can directly upload the file and the reconciliation will be automatically taken. So this was about the supplies. Now about the ITC. So ITC, we have to put so many details about, classifications and again, you need HSN details, you need RCM details, you need import details, and you have to definitely put classification of inputs also. You're classified as input goods or capital goods or input services. So all this report can be fetched through TallyPrime as well. And how, I'll show you. Similarly, either through 3B report, annual view. I'll run through the 3B report. So this is annual view of 3B report. I'm repeating again, try to clear all the uncertain transactions you have. So I need to see ITC breakup. So this is my ITC breakup in details. All other ITC. So whatever ITC I have for all other ITC. We'll change the period. So we have this 4 uncertain transaction. First, we have to clear all this uncertain transaction and then we'll be able to fetch proper report. I'll go to this ITC breakup details. So this is my ITC breakup. So this is ITC through import of goods, services. This is ITC through reverse charge. And this is all other ITC. I can see detailed transactions also here. This is RCM transactions. And this is all other ITC transactions. So always check your reports with the running ITC input ledgers as well. And definitely if the data entry has been done perfectly with perfect classifications, then this report can be automatically fetched. This is all the ITC reports You get it through here. This is input credit report. So this is detailed report. As I already told you, always this is the detailed report. Liability we have already seen to R1. Now this is detailed report of ITC. So the ITC to registered supplies. What are the rates of taxes? 12%, 18%. You can reconcile rate wise as well. This is interstate supplies. So interstate supplies also you get rate wise. You have imports. So here, this is for demo. So you get, if you have multiple, rate wise purchase GST, then it is very easy for you to reconcile it through here. And if you want to filter only ITC breakup in details, this is the filtered ITC details. And this is the detailed report showing all the rates of ITC. So coming back to GSTR-9, if you want to fetch all these details of input, capital goods, input services, if you have classified your entries accordingly, you will be able to get this report. You can get the report rate wise as well. Import, you can fetch the report directly from there. I've shown you the feature. Import of services. ITC reclaimed, you have to manually check. You cannot get this report from Tally. So this is the complete report, and definitely you can save this report for your future reference. I've saved this report. So whenever I'll open this 3B annual summary, I'll get this saved report. So you get rate-wise output also here and rate-wise input also here. Very detailed report and very effective report it is. Coming back to our PPT. So we have seen for domestic ITC, for RCM, for import, we get it this report through GST annual computation, GST report annual view as well. And either we can run through purchase register. If we run through purchase register, I'll just use, sorry, go to option, purchase register. I'll do columnar. I need all the details with GST number, with taxable value, and with respective GST. I can take this report in Excel and reconcile, or I have option to check this in annual computation as well. So this is detailed annual computation in return format. Whatever term in returns they have used, it is given here. So as you get all the details of output, you get all the details of ITC as well. So this is the details of ITC. You can get the details as shown in return. You have to show it as input capital goods and input services. So through Tally, annual computation, you have got the detail of input capital goods, services, SEZs. You get detailed report of RCM. And all other reports. And for details, anytime you can run through all the transactions, you'll be able to see monthly, you want to see party wise, you want to see voucher wise, every details you'll be able to see to here itself. So this ITC portion has been taken care by TallyPrime, so you'll be able to fetch details. So now similarly, there are certain optional options given to report in 9 or not, or what are the mandatory fields while reporting this ITC, we'll see. So what are the relaxations? So in table 6, the breakup of ITC, that is capital goods. So you have an option to show all the ITC under capital goods and under input. So you have option not to show under input services if your client has not classified the transaction under input services. But matlab showing under capital goods, it is mandatory, and between input services and input, you can classify your transaction under input. In table 7, to fill information on reversals separately in table 7A to 7E, or report the entire amount of reversal under table 7H. So either reversal you give classification, why you have reversed that ITC, or either you can show under one head itself. So this is table 7 reversal. So if you have, details of all these rules, why you have reversed, so you can show it here separately, or if you want to show a consolidated figure, you can report it under one head itself. So this is option. So this capital goods classification is sorted in TallyPrime, and if you are unable to fetch the specific details of input services, then you can put entire figure of ITC under input head itself. So amendments, specifically if you are filing amendments through Tally, so you can get a specific reports, or you cannot get a specific reports on proper reports on debit note, credit note amendments, and reversal of ITC previous year or reversal of ITC current year directly to the Tally. You have to put this calculations manually in your GSTR-9 and 9C. So what are the relaxations in other tables as well? So in financial year 23-24, aggregate value of reversals of ITC which are availed in previous financial year but reversed in returns filed for the month of April 24 till October 2024, that is up to 30th November, shall be declared here. So, putting details of previous financial year in table 12. So, the registered taxpayer have an option not to file this table. So, any reconciliation you can directly do it in respective tables. Showing separately in table 12 is not needed. So, your reversal separately you don't need to show. You can directly show in respective table. It is optional for you. And table 13 in financial year 23-24, details of ITC of goods or services received in previous financial year, but ITC for the same was availed in return from April 24 to October 24. So table 12 reporting and table 13 reporting both are optional in this financial year as well, 23-24 as well. So the details of refund. So details of refund, you do not get any specific report regarding this refunds in TallyPrime. So the refund related details are reported in table 15, 15A, 15B, 15C, and 15D. Your refund claim, refund sanctioned or refund rejected, or refund is pending with the authorities, then that details you have to put manually. Specifically, specific report for this refunds, you won't be able to fetch it through TallyPrime. Now, table 16. Table 16 is pertaining to composition, job work, and goods on approval basis. So this you will be able to fetch to serial number 5 of annual view of GSTR 3B. What is table number 16 we'll see. So this is table number 16. Other information, supplies received from composition taxpayers deemed supply under 143 and goods sent on approval basis. So we'll be able to see this details through annual computation of 3B. So this figures can also be directly fetched through this portal. So this is serial number 5. So directly you can fetch this detail of that table from here. So you have certain optional areas here also. You'll see that. Now important part which is showing inward and outward HSN report. So yes, we get entire HSN summary through GST annual computation of input inwards also and outwards also. I'll show you where we can see this data. So this is annual computation. This is annual computation and this is the detail of HSN summary of all output supplies, HSN summary of all input supplies. You can see this. You can see this registration wise. If I want to see this only for Maharashtra, I can change the period. This is my HSN summary along with rates. I want to see for Tamil Nadu. So this is the summary, HSN summary for Tamil Nadu and Karnataka as well. The entire output summary we get from your entire output summary along with all the details which we need in annual return. We get it through your similarly all the input HSN we get it through here. So all the uncertain transactions will be excluded from this report. So if you are fetching all the input, HSN input and output summary from here, clear the uncertain transaction and get the report. And if you want to see in which transactions the HSN, in which stock the HSN is updated, HSN rate is updated, rate is not updated, you can simply check it through GST utilities. This is GST utilities. This is item wise. I've already shown you. Here you can get GST rate wise and HSN wise summary of your entire stock list. This is HSN wise summary. Under this HSN, how many items have been classified and what is the rate. You can see stock item wise, rate wise as well. You can see this ledger wise also. So you can see this ledger wise also. All items. So from here, you can check if any stock items, HSN has not been updated or has been wrongly updated, you can check it through here. You can update GST details here manually. If you feel certain transactions are not certain or not correctly posted, you can put it, change it directly from here. You can check the HSN history details from here. If you have, wrongly classified or you have classified this transaction multiple times, then you'll get a log here, which date you have classified this item under this HSN SAC code. This is rate wise. If your transactions for HSN specific HSN, the rate has been changed during the year, then you will be able to get the details from here. So always check this report. If you want to remove GST details, you can remove GST details from your year as well. You want to see a group or go down wise detail, you can see group or go down wise details as well. This is for portable devices. This is for wearable devices. So all the rates and HSN summaries can be verified through this. As I already told you, you can validate GST numbers as well, all items. So you have two options. Either you update details manually here, or you fetch the details from GST portal. You can check exceptional report always. So say they'll fetch the details where GST number has not been updated. And for this, you can update the detail from GST portal as well. So here also you'll get the active report where your party's GST number has been cancelled and you have no information about that. Now, this is also a good feature. So you just need to put a GST number here and you can import their entire details from GST portal for ledger creation. So this is also a good feature. You just update your GST number here and you import the details and you'll get all the details from GST portal. So if there is any mismatch with addresses or if there is any mismatch with GST status of composition dealer or non-composition dealer, everything can be checked through here. Again, go to my PPT. Now we'll see what are the optional given options given to show or not to show in GSTR-9 from your table 6, 7 we have already seen. Relaxations we have already seen. Table 12, table 13 you have relaxations. Refunds you have to manually put the details. Table 6 directly serial number 5 of annual view of 3B you can get. HSN inward and HSN outward summary completely you can get it through this annual computations of GST. So any items in which HSN has not been reported of inward and outward both, you will be able to check it through TallyPrime itself. And definitely you can reconcile that with outward details with GSTR-1 annual HSN summary. So you can download it through portal, through PDF also, and you get it here in Tally as well. So ITC of 22-23 included in financial year 23-24. So these are certain practical cases. So your input tax credit is treated as claimed in the period when it is entered in 3B. So you might have claimed certain ITC of financial year 23-24 in financial year 22-23 in financial year 23-24, and definitely it will be there in reconciliation as per 3B. So input tax credit missed out while filing 3B returns for financial year 22-23 can be claimed in return up to March 23 returns, that is, and last date for that is 30th November. So this input tax credit is to be disclosed in table number 12 and table number 13 of annual return in financial year 22-23. तो आपको वहां पे 22-23 के फाइनेंशियल जब आपका 9 फाइल हुआ होगा 22-23 में एट दैट टाइम यू मस्ट हैव रिपोर्टेड दिस इन टेबल 12 and table 13 of that financial year. So you'll be able to reconcile it here. Where the ITC is not reported even during the extended period of October 23, the said additional input credit cannot be claimed in 9 file for the current year and it will be shown as lapsed. So whatever ITC you have not shown as claimed in this particular financial year 23-24 for 22-23, then this ITC will go directly under lapsed ITC. So input tax credit pertaining to 22-23 claimed in this year 23-24, which will be we will be filing by 31st December, will be treated as ITC claim of the period in which it is disclosed in 3B. Accordingly, will be shown in GSTR-9 in 23-24. So you have to reconcile all the transactions pertaining to 23-24, which was shown in 3B of 23-24, and you have to report this separately. And definitely you have to go through annual returns of 22-23 as well and check table 12 and table 13 if any ITC has been, carry forward and claimed up to October return or not. So this reconciliation is important. So coming back to important part, what are the relaxations given in GSTR 9? So table 15 pertaining to demand and refund, it is optional. So if you want to put the details of demands and refund, you may put, or it is optional in this year as well. Then table 16, optional. Table 16 is again optional, where you show information of composite taxpayer supplies received through composition taxpayers and deemed supply under 143 or goods sent on approval basis. So this table number 16 is also optional this year. So if you want to show this, you may, and if you don't want to report this, it is optional for you. Then come to table number 17. So table number 17, HSN-wise summary of output summary, it is mandatory. You have to file this detail. And table number 18, HSN summary of inward supply, it is still optional. So this is relaxation given for 23-24 financial year as well. Now coming to the important part, which is disclosure of ITC in 23-24. So disclosure of ITC, ITC of financial year 22-23 reported in GSTR 3B during extended period. If ITC of 22-23 has been reported in 23-24, then where we need to disclose this? Disclose in table 6 and 7 of GSTR 9 of financial year 23-24. So you have to report this previous period's ITC which you have claimed up to 30th November in table 6 and table 7 of ITC details in GSTR 9. ITC of 23-24 disclosed in 3B up to March 24, disclosed in table 6 and 7 of ITR of GSTR 9 of 23-24. So ITC of 23-24 reported in GSTR 3B during extended period up to 30th November 24. So for 23-24 ITC, if you are carry forwarding it to 24-25 up to 30th November, then you have to disclose this in table 12 and 13 of GSTR 9. So similarly, this detail of 22-23, you will be able to fetch it through GSTR 9 of year 22-23. And for 23-24, you have to put this detail in table number 12 and table number 13 of GSTR 9. So it is safe if you put this 12 details in 12 and 13. So it would be easier for you to reconcile for 24 financial year 24-25 as well. And if ITC of financial year 23-24 not at all disclosed and claimed in 3B. So if the details have not been disclosed in 3B, then it will go to ITC lapsed. So this is very important. So even if some of you might, go for GST scrutinies also, you get notice of, difference, auto notice we usually receive because there is a difference with table 8A and this our ITC reconciliation. So if you sensibly, put all the details in this respective table, then that auto generation of notice would be, you can avoid that. If we go through this table of ITC, if you are getting, if you are getting differences due to auto reconciliation in 8A, so the major reason for the differences is due to ITC, claimed for 20 to 23 in this financial year 23-24, and your ITC carry forward to next year. So if you correctly disclose in all these respective tables, then it is chances that you can save, the unreconciled part in GSTR 9. So if you have option to file GSTR-9C, then you can put a comment in GSTR-9C and you save yourself. But if your GSTR-9C is not applicable, then you have to correctly show all the details in 23-24 in this respective tables, specifically this table 12 and 13. So now we come to cross verification with 9C. So once we are done with on 9, so many figures from 9 is fetched through 9C. Accordingly, figures arrived in item 7J will be reconciled with the figure arrived at table 12 of 9C, as it adjusts the ITC as per the financial statements with ITC accounted in previous year but claimed in the year, and ITC accounted in current year but claimed in next year. So all the reconciliations will be fetched here. So any unreconciled amount, if it is still there, then you can put a remark that why the amount are not reconciled along with books to accounts. So whatever figure you put in 9, you get the cross verification in 9C. So how is Tally helping you with all the features? TallyPrime Save View feature. So whatsoever in detailed report you see, or any return based report you see, all the report can be saved. Then annual computation with financial year, Tally have given you. GSTR-1 with financial year, Tally have given you. Profit and loss account balance sheet with financial year, you can definitely reconcile it with the audit reports. Respective sales and purchase register columnar annual view, this is very important if you have lot of unreconciled or uncertain transactions in GSTR-1. Then CGST, SGST, IGST annual view you get, and 3B annual view you get. You can mark the voucher, you can save the voucher, you can run through the go-to feature also through TallyPrime. So I'll run through certain feature which I usually use in Tally. So this I have already shown you. So similarly, you can, go through the TDS, TCS part also. So basically, if you don't want to, run through all this tedious reports, then simply go to sale and purchase register, go to ITC's register or output tax liabilities register, and you can fetch the details directly. You have lot of configuration option there. You have lot of filter option there. Suppose if I show you the filter option, I apply filter and I just need cash sales. This is all the cash sales filtered. So I am using this feature of columnar. I want to see buyer name. I want to see their address, voucher, type, voucher number, GST number, any other details you want to see. You want to see narration. You want to see quantity details as well. You want to see fleets as well. So this is the detailed report showing all the transactions of sales along with quantity, along with rates, along with value, GST, everything. If you want to filter anything from here, suppose I only want to see a ledger having name Raj. So all the details of this will be able to filter. You can save this report and use it for future reference, and always check this exceptional report if there is a cancelled voucher, post-dated or optional voucher, though it is not relevant while conducting our GST audit, but this feature is always useful. Similarly, I go through debit note registers and credit note registers. We can see this in columnar view as well. So if you don't want to, rely on the annual computation and ready reports given through this TallyPrime, so you can definitely go and manually check each and every register. In sale register, you will be able to get entirely B2B, B2C details. Then you have your debit note vouchers. You can see debit note vouchers along with quantity, GST number, PAN number, rates, everything. Similarly, you'll be able to see credit note registers. So if you want to do a reconciliation manually, still you have option to get entire details from here. This is your annual credit note registers along with all the details, GST number, quantities, rates. Always go through the exceptional reports. Similarly, we go through this purchase register, all the details pertaining to ITC. If you don't want annual reconciliation, you can reconcile through this along with quantity and rate. So this is your entire ITC details. So some of the clients, might not be classifying their expenses under this purchase voucher. So their expenses, ITC for expenses might not be, fetched here. So what you can do is you can quickly run through the ITC details. So here in this data, input and output are not separate, but usually we follow that way that we have separate. So ledger, voucher, GST details we want. I'll go through a columnar view. So all the details pertaining or the entry passed in this ledger for purchase, debit notes, credit notes, sale, everything will be able to see here. And anytime you can filter the details. I want to see only sales. GST on sale. Only purchase details I want to see. So this is GST for only purchase. I want to see only debit note. Only debit notes has been filtered. And you have multiple option to apply, filter and advanced filter here. So this basically was very useful, while conducting the statutory audits and tax audit. So you can use it here as well as per your need, and every filter you apply, you can save it. So apart from this, inventory details you can get from here. So this is inventory summary, complete inventory summary of specific period. You get it here. Monthly view, you want to see item wise, stock wise, valuation, you want to check what is the default valuation. You can check it from your exceptional report. Always check for negative stock. Physical stock register, you can check. JVs, you can check. And for HSN, I already told you that you have a huge summary for HSN also. HSN and rate wise, you get details from your. You can alter your stock directly from here. You can get logs for the same from here itself. And there is a feature, if you are using latest version of Tally, you have a feature of putting an effective date. So any details you change in this stock, if you change HSN, if you change rate, you change it through effective date, so previous transactions doesn't get affected. So apart from this, you have option to see the stock query also. This is not much relevant in GST audit. This feature we usually use while conducting tax audits. So if any sensitive stock item is there, you can check their stock summary. You can check the movement analysis, under which head it is classified. You can check the aging, specifically when the item concerned is perishable item. Then you can get the queries out of it. So this is the movement analysis. So this was all about certain points. Definitely entire points of 9C would not be, this was not a sufficient time to, consider all the detailed feature of 9 and 9C, but certain sensitive features we have considered today, and what are the optional tabs in 9C, and how how can you fetch the details from 9C from TallyPrime. We could try to get it more. So we'll take up some specific questions on this. And if your questions are still unanswered, you can put a mail on this email ID to me. And you can follow my Facebook page also. So I usually post an updates on this Facebook page also. So Abhishek, can we take on some queries quickly?
Yeah, ma'am. So in the Q&A section, we have around 14 such questions.
Okay.
So we'll start with the first one and we'll go in the chronological order. So CA Anand Gera has asked where to show reclaimed ITC, which was earlier reversed in 4B2.
So, as I already told you that we don't get this report specifically in Tally directly, but we have option to show this in GSTR-9 table 6 and 7, which is relevant to this ITC. So you can show this detail in that table, relevant tables in GSTR-9. And if still, if this remains unreconciled, then in 9th you can put a comment and reconcile.
We'll go to the next one. So
Yeah.
Mohan Kumar says there is no 9A for compounding dealer GSTR4. Is the annual return quarterly? CMP08. Then he continues, kindly clarify up to 22-23. Table 8A ITC auto-populated from GSTR2A, but in 23-24 GSTR2B is auto-populated. Whether 2B or 2A auto-populated in table 8A.
So basically, table 8A show the details of financial year. Matlab this table 8A show details of financial year. So 2B is your monthly, wherein you can see monthly ITC details, and in 2A you show any details which the transaction which was of last financial year carry forward in this year. So table 8A fetches details through table 2A. And this table 8A for financial year 23-24 has been updated and the filing has been started.
So the next question, ma'am, is whether HSN for inward
For
supply
inverse.
need to be reported?
So this is optional. Reporting HSN of inward supply is optional. So if you have ready reports for the HSN details for inwards, you can definitely do it, but it is optional. So if you want to avoid reporting these details, it is optional for financial year 23-24 as well.
Done. So, ma'am, kindly clarify export refund 23-24 table 15 mandatory question mark. If mandatory, kindly explain 22-23 refund claim 23-24 6 month and balance 24-25. How to report this?
No. So this form is for particular financial year. So during this financial year, if you have filed any refund applications or anything, you can update the details in table 15. But reporting in table 15 is optional in this 23-24 financial year as well.
So, ma'am, there is one question that GSTR-9 DRC03 can be paid only from cash ledger balance. Is it true?
So any liability in DRC 03 through reconciliation of output tax or ITC have to be paid through cash ledger itself. But if you are setting off through inputs, then you have to make your specific reconciliations and you might get some, query on the same.
Okay. So moving on,
Yeah.
kindly clarify RCM need to show manually or it is auto-populated from 3B table 4G and table 6 also.
So RCM, it is auto-populated from, your returns filed. And if you have any reconciliations or any changes, so if you have reconciliation on in amount which is higher than 20%, then it will reflect in red. Then you can put manual itself, or else it will be fetched from respective 3B and 1 return, respective GSTR 3B returns.
Second, next question is if we correct uncertain charges for wrong tax amount charged, will not books of account get changed, which was already finalized earlier?
Yes, so this is important. So if you are changing all uncertain transactions here, then there will be option given to you, then from which effective date you are changing this transaction. So definitely if you are changing this uncertain transaction, which was actually wrong amount and the audit was closed with the wrong amount, definitely if you change it in Tally, the accounts will show a respective change, and definitely the effective date will be reflected that in on which date you have changed this. So you have a log that you have changed it after filing your tax audit reports or statutory audit report. So it is recommended if your audit has been closed not to change the Tally accounts, but you put a note and get through it. But yes, it will be, books will be changed.
How bifurcation of input services and capital goods in annual return? How to
So
bifurcate?
as
Yeah.
Yeah, so bifurcation, while passing the Tally entry, you have the option to bifurcate it under, input services or capital goods. So once you have bifurcated that voucher under this input service and capital goods in annual computation report, you will directly get this classification. And as I already told you, reporting capital goods, it is mandatory. But if you have not classified it under input services, you can put it under input head in GSTR-9.
So I will go ahead.
Yeah,
Sales has been omitted on GST filing. What will be the due date for filing sales on GSTR 1 and 3B?
I did not get this question.
Okay, I
If
think
you can elaborate more.
okay. So, ma'am, they have
So
your mail ID.
so what we can do it that if you have not reported certain sale in GSTR 1 and 3B, you have to reconcile up to this October return. So if reconciled, you can put the figures in 9 accordingly.
Okay. So outward supply HSN need need to report it. Okay, need to be reported, but inward supply HSN is mandatory. I think not required. So this is not a question. This is a
No.
statement. Anyway,
Output supply HSN, it is mandatory, and inward it is optional. Reporting HSN inward, it is optional.
okay. Can be taken full ITC on fixed asset, machinery purchase. Please reply.
So this is, I don't think so. This is relevant to GSTR-9. So you can anyway
Yeah.
connect me on email so we can personally discuss this query.
Okay. So, ma'am, is it compulsory to insert inward HSN up to 90%?
No, it is optional in financial year 23-24 as well.
Table 15 details give we have to give up to 31st March 24 or till 30th November 24.
So this is period based. So whatever application you have done up to 31st March, you have to give that details.
How can we get this record? So you can get the recording of this webinar on our Tally YouTube channel as well as Tally CA community website latest by tomorrow. Is it necessary to file GSTR-9 for petrol pumps? As taxable turnover doesn't exceed 20 lakhs, but total sales including sales of petrol
So,
exceeds 5 crore. Petrol is not
so
covered in GST.
yeah, so let's, you can put a mail to me and I can directly connect you for this, not a specific question regarding 9.
Yeah, so ma'am, I think we have covered all the questions that were there in the Q&A section.
Yeah,
Apart from that, the question is about where will the PPT be shared. You can have the recording of the session. If you require PPT, you can directly mail ma'am,
yeah, you can
or you
directly
can
mail it to
mail,
me. I'll share it to
yeah,
you.
she will be able to share you guys the PPT. Then apart from that, the recording of this particular webinar will be present on our YouTube channel. You just need to go to YouTube, search Tally Solution. The first channel that will come, the verified one, will be of Tally. You will have the recording of the session maximum by tomorrow, as well as in the CA community website. So I think, ma'am, it's 5 now, and the session got a little extended, but I think we had an average of more than 200 people consecutively present in the session. We had around 50 plus questions that got answered with the help of Shanmukha sir also and Jitain sir as well. So all the other questions you can either drop a mail to ma'am or you can drop a mail to support@tallysolutions.com. I'm posting my email ID as well, so that if any other issue that you are facing, you can drop a mail here and then we'll be able to cater it accordingly. Thank you so much for being present. Thank you so much, ma'am, for doing this session.
Thank you so much.
And I think you will receive a lot of mail regarding your PPT because people were enthusiastic from the start. They were asking whether we'll get the PPT or not. But apart from that, great session. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank
Jitain
you.
sir, Shanmukh sir, especially Dhara ma'am. Thank you, everyone, for being present here.
Thank you.
We'll
Thank you
see
so
you
much.
next week with another session. Thank you, ma'am.